Jungkook goes wild in Tokyo. Arirang World Tour performance that shook the entire stadium. That night felt longer than usual. Not because time slowed down, but because every second felt too precious to simply pass by. In the glowing heart of Tokyo, a city that never truly sleeps, there was one place wrapped in a different kind of silence, a massive stadium that, for one night, became the center of something far greater than just a concert. Thousands, tens of thousands of people stood there, with the same hope, the same anticipation, and one name echoing quietly inside their hearts: Jungkook. On the Kpop BTS channel, moments like this aren't just seen, they're felt. And that night was one of those moments that can never truly be explained, only experienced and remembered forever. The stadium lights slowly dimmed. The noise that once filled the air began to fade, as if someone gently turned the volume of the world almost to zero. And within that silence, the sound of thousands of heartbeats became clearer, faster, uncontrollable, because they knew something was about to happen, something big. Then, a single note echoed, soft, deep, resonating across every corner of the stadium. And from behind the thin mist rising across the stage, a silhouette appeared, unhurried, undramatic. And yet, that was exactly where its power lived. Because even before his face became clear, everyone already knew who it was. Jungkook. His steps were calm, measured, but each one felt like it was knocking gently against the hearts of everyone watching. And when the light finally fell across his face, everything changed. Cheers exploded. Screams filled the air. But Jungkook remained still. For a moment, looking straight ahead, as if he wanted to absorb all that energy before returning it in something far greater. And when the music finally dropped, it was no longer just a song. It was an explosion of emotion. His first movement was sharp, fast, almost as if his body moved ahead of the rhythm itself. Every second, every stomp, every turn felt intentional, felt meaningful, as if each movement carried a story that words could never hold. The audience didn't just scream. They fell silent at times, because what they were witnessing felt too perfect to be real. On Kpop BTS, we've seen incredible performances before, but that night, there was something different, something deeper, something more personal. As if Jungkook wasn't just performing to entertain, but to express something he had carried inside for so long. The music shifted. The beat grew heavier. The lights dimmed further. And in that atmosphere, Jungkook began to move differently. Wilder. Freer. More honest. His body moved without hesitation. Without limits. As if he no longer cared how he looked, but only how it felt to be in that moment. And that's when the audience began to feel something unfamiliar. Something hard to describe. Not just admiration. Not just excitement. But connection. A fan stood frozen, tears falling without even realizing it. Elsewhere, someone covered their face, trying to contain emotions that felt too overwhelming. And in the middle of it all, Jungkook kept moving, kept giving everything, as if that night was his one chance to show who he truly was. Then, the music suddenly stopped. Silence. For a brief second, the lights dimmed almost completely, leaving only one spotlight resting on him. His breathing could be heard, soft but heavy. Sweat traced down his face, but his eyes still burned, still held something that refused to fade. And in that moment, he smiled. Not a stage smile, not something rehearsed, but a small smile that felt real, human. And because of that, the entire stadium erupted once again. The music came back, faster, louder, wilder, and Jungkook let go of everything. High jumps, sharp spins, movements that seemed almost impossible to execute with such precision. And yet, he did it. Without hesitation. Without fear. As if limits had never existed. And in the final moments of the song, fireworks burst across the sky of Tokyo. Light flooded the stadium. And Jungkook stood at the center of the stage. Alone. Yet never truly alone. Because in front of him was an ocean of people. Standing for him. Shouting for him. Feeling everything he gave. And when the music finally stopped, no one moved right away. As if everyone wanted to stay in that moment just a little longer. Just a little. Before returning to reality, Jungkook lowered his head slightly, took a breath, then lifted his gaze, and looked out at the crowd. No words were spoken, but everyone understood. That night was never just about a performance, never just about perfection, but about connection, about a journey, about how a boy who once only dreamed now stood on the world stage and still chose to give everything, holding nothing back. On the K-pop BTS channel, stories like this never truly end, because every moment leaves something behind, carries a feeling, and always waits to be felt again. Don't forget to subscribe to K-pop BTS, because here, every second isn't just meant to be watched, but to be felt deeper than you ever imagined.
I think it's different for everyone. Some of us need work, others need fun. Some of us need purpose to overcome, but try to do what you love.